their Barbie movie came out. Let's watch some honest reviews from some well-adjusted people on this kids movie, shall we?
What none of us expected was 114 minutes of spiteful, bitter, mean-spirited, borderline unhinged,
radically feminist, anti-man, anti-masculinity, and even anti-motherhood.
This movie is not just a piece of shit. This movie is a flaming piece of dog piled atop an entire dumpster on fire, piled atop a landfill filled with dog.
Yo, what the f*** is that?
I don't think I can watch anymore. Give me a minute. So me and the bro, being the fine pinnacles of peak masculinity that we are, decided of our own volition to watch the Barbie movie. And I have to say, it was really good. Now, this isn't some sort of simple endeavor, and I'm not trying to become the next turtleneck emo, Derek Jackson, or the cutboard guy from TikTok. I'm not expecting some sort of outpour of female love. But if some pretty girls want me, who am I to deny them? Anyway, the movie was really, really good. The set design, the marketing, the dance sequence scores, the I'm Just Ken number alone, got me giddy in my seat. Basically, everything in this movie was really good. But there's one scene in particular, especially the reaction it got, that I want to talk about. But before I forget, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and comment. It really does mean a lot, and I'm trying to push to 100 subscribers, so thank you. Now, a little synopsis is in order, meaning spoilers. You have been warned. The movie follows standard stereotypical Barbie, played by the amazing Margot Robbie. Now, just as an aside, she was 22 during Wolf of Wall Street, bro. That's Messi 2012 with 91 goals type of performance, man. Anyway, she lives in perfect Barbie land where women are in charge and everything is swell. The Kens, the men, also live there. Exactly where, no one knows. Exactly what kind of autonomy they do have, we do know. And it's non-existent. Yeah, they're basically lobotomized kids. It's kind of sad. Just watch.
Let's beach off.
Anyone who wants to beach him off has to beach me off first.
I will beach both of you off at the same time.
But you don't even know how to beat yourself off.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Standard Ken, played by literally me, Ryan Gosling, was created solely to be Barbie's boyfriend, has a very big problem. Barbie doesn't give a fuck if that man lives or dies. Bro literally asked, can I spend the night? And she said,
What?
at that point, cause you gotta pack it in, bro, cause there ain't no coming back, ain't no miracle in Istanbul. You're done here, bro, you're done. Now, Barbie has her own set of problems. Thoughts of death keep swirling in her mind, and she has cellulite, which I just thought was how the female body coped to having a big ass, but it's actually a skin condition. The more you know. Now, after speaking to Weird Barbie, she realized she has to go to the real world and find her respective owner who's causing this negative change in her. Barbie goes, and Ken desperately, pleadingly follows. Fun hijinks ensue, metaphors for growing old, so on, so on. Now, in the real world, Ken sees something different, sees something new. He sees men in charge. He sees women being dismissed, and most especially, he sees horses, thus uncovering the patriarchy. And he loves it. Immediately, he returns to Barbie Land to share all that he uncovered, turning Barbie Land into Ken Land, a place where the Kens rule in Rambo-inspired attire, accompanied by monster trucks and a vast array of Barbies who have succumbed to the mind control of the patriarchy. Now, the collective forces of the Barbies who managed to resist the mind control, all the made Barbies. What? Why are you getting on me? It's the truth. One of them had a screen attached to her back, bro. If that's not made, I don't know what the hell is. Anyway, all of them, alongside stereotypical Barbie, managed to cook up a plan to outwit the Kens and take back Barbie Land. Now, they obviously win because this is a Barbie movie and not an episode of Acme Got Kill. I'm sorry. However, the way they did it did confuse me. Now, we all know Barbie is a movie about female empowerment, right? That women can be more than the regressive roles that men had given to them. But to save the world, they become male seductresses, as if that's not one of the most stereotypical roles ever offered to women, man. A little bit of a contradict, but I should overlook it because of Margot Robbie, man. Now, here's that scene in question. Ken, seeing that the Barbies have won, abandons his fellow Kens. And it's quite obvious this brother didn't grasp the fundamentals of patriarchy, because if he did, he would have understood that the bedrock of patriarchy, what holds it all together, is bro code. Like, if you're my mans, we're in this together for life. You need a driver for the airport? I got you. You need someone to help you move? I got you. You need an alibi for why you came back late for a girl? We were feeding homeless little kids at the shelter who also happen to be orphans. Like, I haven't seen this worked out for a girl ever in my life. Hannah, he loves you. Stop doing this to him. Stop making it difficult. Yeah, no, I'm hard. We do for our boys. We do for those we love. Barbie follows and finds him crying. And you know what dastardly thing she does next? She listens to him. She allows him to get his feelings out. And worst of all, she apologizes for taking him for granted. Dun, dun, dun! And And she finishes off by letting him know that he can be more than what he was designed to be, that being Barbie's boyfriend. That his pursuit of his own goals, his own likes, his own interests is enough. That he is enough. That he is Ken enough. Barbie shows sympathy. That's it. That's the scene. That's what caused a mini uproar on TikTok, because according to some TikTok girlies, Barbie's choice to comfort Ken in that moment was wrong, because Ken's a criminal that deserved to be hung, drawn, and quartered, and then shot 3 times in the back, and then spit on, and then set on fire, and then a bunch of other shit. Now, did I just exaggerate there? A little bit. But a lot of them didn't quite understand why Barbie apologized in that instant, or why she would even attempt to repair the relationship between herself and Ken. Now, in my opinion, this opinion made no sense to me, because Ken is not the villain of the story. You know who was? The patriarch. Like, the movie goes to great lengths to showcase this by constantly dropping the word patriarchy and the way it negatively impacts people. Very, very clearly, I might add, and the way he expects men and women to behave, and the way he reprimands men and women for not behaving as it intended. See, Ken was specifically made to be Barbie's boyfriend. And if you know anything about Barbie lore, which unfortunately I do, don't hate me, I have younger sisters and so on. That characterization as a bumbling, overly affectionate, self-sacrificing, almost obsessed boyfriend is pretty spot on for Ken. He's been like this. However, in previous iterations, the feelings are reciprocal for the most part. Ken definitely loves and shows Barbie more so that he loves her, but Barbie genuinely loves and appreciates Ken in a romantic sense. In this movie, it's different. Barbie doesn't like Ken enough for a romantic relationship to function, and Ken knows this. This emptiness of not completing his soul function seeps out of him as desperation in almost every scene, constantly showing off to Barbie, constantly trying to win her affection, constantly trying to be loved by Barbie. So what do you think happens when this empty vessel of a man comes to the real world and finds something else to fill his heart? A different philosophy that tells him he is not worthy by the affection he can elicit from Barbie, but he's worthy by simply being a man.
Here, I'm just a dude. And you know what? That's enough.
What would you choose? Forever being small as you pine for a girl that will never love you in the way you want her to, the way you were designed to crave, or that you are powerful, you are worthy, and it's your job to show the world that's fact. It's your job to remind the world that's fact. And I can already hear some people in the background saying, "Oh, you're blaming Barbie for Ken's bad behavior. That typical man shit." No, I'm not. Barbie does not like Ken, and she doesn't have to like Ken in a romantic sense. But to not understand Ken's descent into toxic masculinity when it's pretty clear why makes no sense. And let's not pretend that this change didn't bring some benefits into Ken's life. For a fact that they're able to make decisions for themselves, they have homes to live in, and they're able to express their will. And I'd like to question this whole the Barbies were mind controlled by the patriarchy that Ken installed, because I didn't see or hear no MK Ultra sound effects. Plus, I've heard some ladies say that when they're with their mans, they like to turn off their brain and let their men be in charge. So you tell me, You tell me. Ken only acts this way because it was the only way offered for a man in the world to behave, to dominate, to be in power. But even then, during that conversation between himself and Barbie, Ken reveals that he never wanted this, he never really understood what patriarchy meant and the negative implications it also held.
To be honest, when I found out the patriarchy wasn't about horses, I lost interest anyway.
Because it was the feeling of validation he was really after, that he mattered. Patriarchy teaches men that they matter in what they can control, in what they can conquer, and what they can achieve. And it uses pretty things like flashy cars, money, social status as a veil to represent these things. But the deeper intricacies that you have to undergo to obtain those things, patriarchy hides that. Till you are overworked and tired because you thought having lots of money and a ton of baggage with different kinds of women and struggling by yourself for every single second of that was how to be a man. If some guys knew about the ways patriarchy can truly limit your development or hinder them completely, they wouldn't subscribe wholeheartedly to a hardline representation of it. It's the same with Ken, who thought it just meant about horses and leaders and men being cool. That was it. That's why Barbie sympathizes with him, because she knows Ken isn't a bad person. He was just misguided, and in her own journey, she shed her own hierarchical way of thinking that pristine stillness of Barbieland was the standard, and that anything else out of that deviation would need to be hid, locked away, or thrown out. She learns that there's beauty in growing old. There's beauty in the complexities that is human experience. That there's beauty in change. Through her journey, she learns of a third way of life, and as Ken is a person she cares about, she shows that third way of life to him. Self-actualization, that the pursuit of the brightness of self is what you want to, that you are enough, and that you don't need to be an appendage to Barbie. You can be your own person. That is enough. That is Ken enough.
Maybe it's Barbie
This is what she offers Ken, to go out on a journey and figure out what you want, what you desire, and to take enjoyment and fulfillment from that journey. Ken is not the villain of the story, and Barbie is not a fool for forgiving him. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you did, and if you didn't, please like that button. Let's get to 100 subscribers, please. Thank you.